Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Federal Minister for Finance and Revenue, Senator Mohammad Aurangzeb, respected Governor, State Bank of Pakistan, Mr. Jameel Ahmed, respected Deputy Governors of State Bank of Pakistan, Presidents of banks, heads of corporates, insurance companies, mutual funds, and distinguished guests from the banking industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. I am Faika Naseem, and on behalf of State Bank of Pakistan, I warmly welcome you to the formal launch ceremony of InvestPak. Ladies and gentlemen, InvestPak is a state-of-the-art, first of its kind, digital and secure platform developed by State Bank of Pakistan that will allow all individuals and corporates to start investing in government securities from the comfort of their homes and offices. This initiative is aligned with State Bank's key strategic goal of promoting sustainable, inclusive, and digital access to formal financial services, as underlined under its Strategic Vision 2028. Today's event is even more special as we are privileged to have with us the Honorable Federal Minister for Finance and Revenue, Senator Mohammad Aurangzeb, as the chief guest. Sir, your presence is a testament to the far-sighted vision of the government and offers true backing to this initiative. Before we formally proceed with the event, let's start with the recitation of the Holy Quran.
الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر.
Jazakallah. Thank you. I now request everyone who is able to please stand for the national anthem. To formally welcome our distinguished guests and share his thoughts on this important development, I now invite Governor, State Bank of Pakistan, Mr. Jameel Ahmed, for his welcome address.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Finance Minister Sahab, CEOs of banks, corporate executives, our board member, Father Anwar Saab, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all to the formal launch of InvestPak and the unveiling of its national media campaign. Today marks an important milestone in the evolution of Pakistan's financial sector. As the State Bank of Pakistan moves steadily towards Vision 2028, one of our strategic priorities is to promote inclusive, sustainable, and digitally accessible financial services. Today's launch reflects that commitment in action. Ladies and gentlemen, a strong government securities market is fundamental to a strong economy. It mobilizes domestic savings and help finance national development. It also strengthens the transformation of monetary policy and supports overall financial stability. For many years, the State Bank has pursued a clear objective to build a government securities market that is deep, transparent, efficient, and accessible to a much broader range of investors. This has been a long journey of carefully sequenced reforms. In 2009, we introduced non-competitive bids, allowing small investors to participate in primary auctions without submitting price bids. In 2010, we began publishing secondary market transactions to improve transparency and price discovery. In 2014, in collaboration with the SECP, government securities became tradable through the Pakistan Stock Exchange. In 2021, we further expanded market access by integrating CDC and NCCPL into the primary dealer framework as special purpose primary dealers and by easing participation requirements for brokerage firms. Each of these reforms expanded market access, strengthened market infrastructure, and diversified the investor base. The results are encouraging. Today, Pakistan has a deep and liquid government securities market with a yield curve extending to 15 years. In May 2026, average daily secondary market trading reached almost 991 billion, close to 1 trillion Pak rupees. Moreover, non-bank holdings of marketable government securities have increased from 327 billion in 2009 to more than 10 trillion rupees today. This market share has grown from just 1% to 22%, which means now 22% of the government securities are held by non-banking sectors, corporates and other non-bank financial institutions. These achievements demonstrate the progress we have made so far. However, our work is not complete. Banks still hold around 78% of outstanding marketable government securities, and there remains significant untapped potential to bring more households, businesses, and institutional investors into this market. That brings us to today's milestone. InvestPak is the next step in this reform journey. It is much more than a digital platform. It is a new gateway to Pakistan's government securities market. Developed by State Bank of Pakistan under the World Bank funded Financial Inclusion and Infrastructure Project, InvestPak provides a single digital platform for onboarding investors, opening IPS accounts, and investing in government securities. It makes the entire investment process simpler, faster, and more transparent for both retail and corporate investors. Our vision is straightforward. Investing in government securities should be as simple, secure, and convenient as digital banking. For individual investors, InvestPak opens direct access to safe and transparent investment opportunities. For businesses, it offers an efficient solution for treasury and liquidity management. Whether investing surplus funds in treasury bills or Pakistan investment bonds, corporate investors can now access the market directly through a secure and fully digital platform. Ladies and gentlemen, technology alone does not transform markets. People do. That is why we are also launching a nationwide media campaign today. Through print, digital, and FM radio, we aim to increase awareness and encourage wide participation in government securities. But this effort cannot succeed without our partners. I encourage all commercial banks, primary dealers, and microfinance banks to actively promote InvestPak along their retail and corporate customers. Your support will be critical in expanding financial inclusion and broadening the investor base. Looking ahead, our ambition extends beyond launching a new platform. We want to build a government securities market that is broader, more inclusive, and increasingly driven by digital innovation. We want more households to participate in formal financial markets. We want more businesses to manage their liquidity efficiently. More importantly, we want domestic savings to play an even greater role in financing Pakistan's economic growth. Before I conclude, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to everyone who made this achievement possible. I thank the Honorable Finance Minister, Senator Muhammad Aurangzeb Saab, for his continued support and for gracing today's event. I also acknowledge our development partners for their valuable technical assistance and support throughout this project. My appreciation goes to dedicated teams at the State Bank of Pakistan whose professionalism, commitment, and hard work made InvestPak a reality. I also thank our valued partners, the SECP, Pakistan Stock Exchange, CDC, NCCPL, our primary dealers, and our commercial banks for their close collaboration throughout this journey. Last but not the least, I thank the members of the media and all our distinguished guests for joining us today. Your participation will help ensure that InvestPak reaches investors across the country. Thank you so far for your attention.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your vision of InvestPak with all of us. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Muhammad Ali Malik, Executive Director, State Bank of Pakistan, to share with us the key features of InvestPak.
Good morning. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable Finance Minister, Senator Muhammad Aurangzeb, Governor, State Bank of Pakistan, Deputy Governors, Executive Directors, CEOs of commercial banks, mutual fund, insurance companies, and the corporates. Assalamu alaikum. The purpose, I will take a brief time. I'll just explain briefly the main features of InvestPak. So our purpose is to digitize the process of investment in government securities for individual and corporate customers. Individuals and corporates will be able to buy and sell government securities digitally from their homes and offices without the need to visit the bank branches. This will help diversify and broaden the investor base. Over the years, State Bank has taken several steps to facilitate retail investment in government securities, which are essentially building blocks of what we are launching today. As Governor Saab mentioned, the corporates and retail investors can now buy government securities through non-competitive bids directly from the primary auction at yields at which the government is issuing, without having to pay any bid and offer spreads to banks. Number two, data on all secondary market transactions is uploaded on a daily basis on State Bank website to enhance transparency about the secondary market yields of government securities. The customers can see at what prices the deals are being done at, what are the most actively traded issues in the market, and all the details are available on the website. By the virtue of these disclosures, secondary market trading volumes have gradually increased substantially, and now the latest data suggests that the per day trading volume per day is now about 990 billion rupees per day. So this reflects good liquidity in the market and offers opportunities for individuals and corporate to leverage this, take advantage of this, and invest their surplus cash in government securities. Number four, all customers with PKR accounts are eligible to open IPS accounts, and banks have been advised to open IPS accounts of all customers who wish to do so. Despite the above steps, non-banks only hold about 22% of outstanding marketable government securities. We feel that with the launch of InvestPak, it will help in diversifying the investor base and will increase the share of non-banks in the government securities. So as I mentioned that within the system, all customers which have accounts with commercial banks will be able to operate and will be eligible to participate in InvestPak, will be able to onboard on InvestPak. So all you need is a bank account. Secondly, all banks and primary dealers have been given access to the portal. So they are also on the portal. If, for example, you have an account with XYZ Bank, you can just input the details on InvestPak. The bank will cross-reference, do the security checks, and you will be onboarded. And of course, State Bank has an oversight on the system. We would be able to see what kind of service standards the banks are offering you, and we can also intervene if required. Just to make it easier, this app is available on Android and iOS, and you can also use it on your laptops. So we've tried to facilitate the retail investors in using this software. Now, this portal has two components. One is the transactional portal, and one is the information portal. For transactional portal, it will be open to individuals, it will be open to joint account holders, and it will be open to corporates. So any corporate can also take advantage of this and can operate this digitally without having to visit or call a branch. These are some of the functionalities which are available on InvestPak. You can open IPS account, investment portfolio of securities. You can place non-comparative bids, comparative bids, and you can also place orders in the secondary market for buying and selling. Now these are, since you're doing transactions, so you need to be onboarded. All you need is a PKR account. So it's relatively simple. I'm sure when you open the PKR account, all the due diligence have been done. So once you apply, you onboard, the bank will just reconfirm your account details, do some verification, and your account will be opened. And you can then start buying and selling securities. Now this is the information portal. Now you don't need to be onboarded for using the information portal. You can immediately download the app, and you can see what are the auction calendars, auction results, bid reports. So all the historical data sets are available, and you can see details of a primary dealer system, what kind of auctions are available, what types of bids can be placed. So all this general information is also available on the information portal, and you don't need to be onboarded. You can immediately start accessing this information as soon as you download the app. Now, in the information portal, you can also see the quotes on a daily basis. Several banks are quoting on a daily basis what the live rates on the system, on the information portal. So they will tell you what are the securities, all the on-the-run securities, bid and offer prices, the prices at which the dates at which these prices have been updated. So this is for information. If you want to execute the deal, you can ask for a firm price and execute the transaction. So all these data or transaction details or quotes are available on the information portal, which you can access immediately. Then, in order to assist our customers, we have financial calculators. You can calculate yields and prices. We have tutorial videos for how corporates can use this system, how individuals or joint account holders. So each step has been explained in detail in the tutorial videos. Then we also have a dedicated call center. If there's any issue you would like to raise, our team is available, and you can come to us and we will resolve the issue. So, as Governor Saab mentioned, technology alone is not sufficient. We also need to create awareness among the individuals and the retail sector. So, for this purpose, we will now next show you a a video which explains the features in more detail, which will be followed by a digital video commercial which will be launched in the media to increase the awareness. So now we will start off with a video which will explain the main features of InvestPak. Thank you.
Committed to the financial empowerment of every Pakistani, the State Bank of Pakistan proudly presents InvestPak, Pakistan's digital gateway to investing in government securities. Open your investor portfolio securities account digitally without visiting a bank branch. Designed for individuals, joint account holders, and corporate investors alike. Invest in market treasury bills and Pakistan investment bonds through competitive and non-competitive bids in primary auctions. Simply choose your investment amount, place your bid, and track its status in real time. Whether you want to put excess cash to use or in cash your positions, manage your investments with ease. Buy and sell securities in the secondary market through participating banks. Access the platform anytime through web and mobile applications on Android and iOS. Stay informed with indicative market rates, investment calculators, tutorial videos, and a comprehensive knowledge portal. Explore auction calendars, auction results, historical data, bid reports, and investment information all in one place. Dedicated customer support backed by an integrated complaint management system ensures assistance whenever you need it. A secure, paperless platform bringing together investors, banks, and the State Bank of Pakistan, making investment in government securities simpler than ever before. InvestPak, your digital gateway to government securities.
खैर तो है इतनी जल्दी में कहाँ जा रही हो
गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज में इन्वेस्ट करना है। आज अप्लाई करने का आखिरी दिन है और बैंक का टाइम भी खत्म होने वाला है।
इसके लिए बैंक जाने की क्या जरूरत है इन्वेस्टपाक है ना
इन्वेस्टपाक?
जी हाँ, इन्वेस्टपाक से अब आप घर बैठे गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज में इन्वेस्ट करें। ना बैंक का झंझट, ना कतार, ना इंतजार। इन्वेस्टपाक वेब पोर्टल या मोबाइल ऐप पर जाएं और जब चाहे जहाँ चाहे गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज में इन्वेस्ट करें।
इन्वेस्टपाक से इन्वेस्टमेंट आसान, महफूज और मुनाफा।
Thank you very much, sir, for giving such an amazing overview of InvestPak and for sharing this engaging promotional material, which is so well thought out. I'm sure we can all agree that this is especially useful for women investors who can now invest their free money from the comfort of their offices and homes without visiting the bank branches with just a few screen taps. Ladies and gentlemen, now we move towards the most awaited part of today's ceremony, which is the formal launch of InvestPak. For this, I would like to request our chief guest, the Honorable Finance Minister and Governor State Bank of Pakistan, to kindly proceed to the stage. And kick off the platform launch by placing their hands on the touch screen on the kiosk in front. I would also like to request the advisor to Finance Minister, Mr. Khurram Shehzad, and Executive Directors, Dr. Inayat Hussain and Muhammad Ali Malik, to please join them on stage. Congratulations. I kindly request our chief guest to please deliver his keynote address.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Governor State Bank, board member, senior management of State Bank, bank CEOs, MD and CEOs of PSX and the infrastructure companies, practitioners from the corporate sector, NBFIs, friends from the media, a very good morning and assalamu alaikum. सबसे पहले तो गवर्नर साहब मैं आपको मुबारकबाद देना चाहूँगा on the launch of InvestPak. It was a few years back that I was sitting in the same auditorium as a practitioner at that point in time when we saw the launch of RAST, and we haven't looked back since then in terms of a real new era and revolution in terms of payment rails. और आज जो इनिशिएटिव है जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर खुद लीड कर रहे हैं in terms of cashless Pakistan, RAST is a very important and critical pillar and enabler of that digital journey that the country is on. And it's also good to see that RAST has now moved on to the sort of a new level in terms of a separate company, a separate structure, a separate governance model, which I think was very timely and was important to take it now to the next level. Now coming back to today's ceremony in InvestPak, it actually, जैसे गवर्नर साहब आपने कहा, it ticks a lot of boxes. Part and parcel is of course the whole reform agenda that you were referring to in terms of the formation and the journey in terms of the government paper. लेकिन इसमें from where I sit, really two key aspects why this is the way forward. The first is obviously the technology part. और technology में हमेशा मैं कहता हूँ faster, cheaper, better. And I think it's sort of what we heard from Muhammad Ali Saab, it does all of that. But I'll come back to that in a moment. But most importantly, what it does is democratization of investment. On a similar pattern, but in the private sector context, on the 18th of June, so while the entire budget process was still on, I thought it was important enough that we go and do the launch, which we did, Ministry of Finance in conjunction with Jazz Cash. A similar thought process there as well, कि आप 5,000 रुपए से Jazz Cash की app के through you can start investing in government paper in T-bills. तो since then कितने हो गए अभी? तो तकरीबन 1,000 investors have come in, which I think is important because to open that window up in terms of the ease of doing business and जो ये भी कहा गया कि you can do it from your own home, etc. So again, Jazz Cash has a certain customer base. The target market obviously is going to be low, which invests in government paper, but still I think it's going to be meaningful enough in terms of sort of taking it forward. And the similar thing here with InvestPak, from what I understand, again, is that you can do it with 5,000 rupees, and this is something which from a retail investment perspective, I think is going to be great, available obviously to corporates and individuals, but important कि जिस तरह हमने PSX में नए investors देखे हैं in the last 12 to 18 months, the way the number of, not only the overall quantum of the investors, but the number of youth and Gen Z which has come in. And the more we go on this type of digital journey, the more youth we can sort of bring in and have them as investors in government paper as well. So whatever we've seen on the equity side, I think it's a good story there. Fixed income पे हम थोड़ा सा पीछे रह गए हैं, and in terms of capital markets, etc. So I think once again this will sort of take us in that direction. So one is the whole technology part and the digital journey of Pakistan and why this is critical. The second part of it, from government's perspective, is diversification. Just before coming here, we met up with the bank CEOs and we talked about lending to the private sector and how this needs to be further buttressed and supported and increased as we go forward. लेकिन एक जो हमेशा बात आती है कि whether the government borrows too much and therefore there's a crowding out impact there, and maybe there is some aspect to that as well. So the more we diversify away from the banks, and especially those of you who are sitting from the NBFI industry, I think it's about time that you now step up. It makes sense from your business models in terms of ALM models that you also start thinking in terms of how you can sort of get into this discussion and help. अभी बड़ी अच्छी journey की बात बताई गई है कि I think we were in single digits and now I believe it's about 22%. But I think there's still a long way to go for NBFIs in this sense, and opening up these type of venues and avenues which are digitally enabled, I think is a fantastic way to sort of to go forward. So very, very important from a diversification perspective, ताकि ये जो aspect है कि we have too much reliance on the banking sector for government borrowing. I do think over a period of time we need to diversify so that the banks have the capacity and the willingness to actually come in and do what they need to do in terms of the private sector lending. The last thing I just want to say, Ghana Sahib, is that as we have launched it, I think aap sabko bahut mubarak ho. I think it's all the teams and the stakeholders who have helped to bring us to this stage. Lekin, like everything else, I think we should continue to work on customer journeys, because once people start using this platform, I'm sure aapko feedback aani shuru hogi in terms of the ease with which people can actually do iski jo connectivity and all of that. I think it's going to be very important that we keep a very close eye in terms of the customer journey and the client experience, because usi se phir aage trust and credibility aayegi for people to take forward. So I'm sure you'll keep a very close eye on it. And I'm sure also that over a period of time, all the good work that you've done here at the central bank, at some point in time, like RAST, this can also have a journey into a separate platform which is handled by a different governance model and the private sector. But I think it was very important that aapke yahan ages mein ye develop ho, and then it can take its own course the way RAS has done. So once again, I just want to congratulate the entire State Bank team. I think it's indeed a fantastic milestone for the central bank, for Ministry of Finance, for the government, and indeed for the people of Pakistan. Bahut shukriya ji. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. May I now request the Governor, State Bank of Pakistan, Mr. Jameel Ahmed, to please come on stage to give a souvenir to our chief guest. Sir, sorry aapko dobara se takleef denge, but we would like to present a small token of appreciation to you. Thank you. Now to conclude the formal proceedings of today, I would like to request Dr. Inayat Hussain, Executive Director, State Bank of Pakistan, to please deliver the closing remarks.
Honorable Prime Minister, Governor State Bank of Pakistan, Senior Management of State Bank of Pakistan, CEOs of banks, CEOs of corporates, insurance companies, stock exchange. Good morning, Assalamu alaikum. As the Governor State Bank of Pakistan and the Finance Minister have highlighted the importance of this important initiative that has been taken by State Bank of Pakistan, I won't say much about it. We started on this project few years back, and we are very happy that we were able to culminate it and accomplish it. Our primary objective is, as has been stated, to diversify the investor base in the government securities and thereby reduce the dependence of the government on banks for financing of its debt, as we understand that the dominance of the bank in the government securities market give rise to a number of issues. In addition to the fiscal dominance of the credit market, it also diminishes the appetite and the capacity of the banking system to finance the private sector to meet its credit needs. So I will keep my comments very brief. Thank you very much, everyone, and we look forward to have a very successful journey and lot of participation by the retail investors in the InvestPak. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With this, we conclude the formal proceeding of today's event. We would like to thank all of our distinguished guests for joining us today and witnessing this historic moment in the financial industry of Pakistan. We warmly invite you to join us for a high tea in the adjacent halls. Thank you, and Allah Hafiz.